Okay, so this is the part 2 video of how to flash a custom ROM on the G2x. However, these steps apply to basically any Android phone. So now I got my SD card in the computer. I want to open it up. And when you put your ROM onto the SD card, you want to put it on the root of the SD card. What that means is don't put it in any of these folders, just put it on the root. So if you see these files here, those files are on the root. And from my previous ROMs, I already have some gaps and the new baseband and all that good stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these and I'm going to put it on the root of the SD card. Gonna give that a little time to finish. The reason we do that is it's a lot easier for you to find the apps once you're or all the files once you're in recovery, and it also prevents any kind of corruption. So go ahead and do that. Let that finish. Okay, so now that it's done, you can see that they are in the root of the SD card. So we want to safely eject this, make sure nothing gets corrupt. And there we have it. Now we have all of our files on the SD card, which is going back into the phone. Alright, so throw this thing back in the phone, like so. Now, we want to get into recovery. Now, my phone's rooted and I have a custom recovery on the phone. The most common custom recovery is the clockwork recovery. If you bought a rooted phone, that's most likely what you have. And to get into it, you just have to do a button combination. Most of the time, it's power and volume down. So you go ahead and press both of those, and you wait. Now, for most phones, you just hold it until you get into that recovery. For the LG, for the G2x, we wait for it to flash and get the blue LG screen. There it goes, and then we let go of power. So I'm still holding volume down, and there it goes. So this is the custom recovery. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to start off like a blank canvas. So we want to wipe everything from the phone so the ROM can work perfectly. So we're going to go wipe data factory reset. I'm using the volume buttons to go up and down, and I'm using power to select. So power to select, and I'm going to choose yes, delete all, and there it goes. Now, right now I'm wiping everything. This is if you're switching from one developer's ROM to another developer's ROM, this is strongly recommended to avoid any bugs. But if you're going to stick with the same developer and you're going to do incremental upgrades, you don't have to do that step. You don't have to wipe everything, but you do have to do the following two. So the next one is you want to wipe cache partition. I'm going to say yes to that. And then we want to go into advanced. And we're going to wipe Dalvik. I'm going to say yes to that. Okay, so now we're ready to flash. So those are the steps that you have to do if you're flashing a brand new ROM. But if you're just flashing some kind of update zip or whatever, or if you're updating a ROM from the same developer, you just have to wipe cache and wipe Dalvik cache. However, we found that nullifier, which is supposed to do all those steps for us. So just to be safe, let's run that as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install zip from SD card, and I'm going to choose a zip. Okay, so now I'm in the root of my SD card. So if I go all the way down to the bottom, here we can see I got my gaps, I got everything here, and somewhere here we got that nullifier. There it is, the all-in-one. So let's go ahead and flash that and see what happens. Okay, so The nullifier is built with the aroma installer, which means it has this fancy touchscreen selections, I guess. So select to nullify menu system, select to enter format options, select to enter error check options, select to run catch and Dalvik cleaner. Okay, well, we basically did all this, so I wonder if I can go back. Okay. Next. Single wipe, dual wipe, what do we have here? Alright, let's just do none of this. No wipe. Alright, maybe we should do a single wipe. Right, and there it goes, it's wiping. So I've never used that. It's kind of strange. I guess it's cool because it's got extra features. If you don't want to mess with that, you don't have to. It says supporting the G2x, rock on. And that's going. So we're going to let that finish, and I'll be right back once that's done. Okay, so it looks like this thing is doing everything one by one. So it's doing catch right here. It's doing data. So it will take a little while to finish. So like I said, we'll be back when this is done.